So, a couple disclaimers before we start. First off, this is a rumor, okay? You know what rumors are? So, it is a rumor. It's not confirmed. I'm sure it'll be confirmed soon enough. Second, I do not personally play Dungeons and Dragons, but there are people who watch me who have played Dungeons and Dragons who are much older than me, who have been playing the game basically since it was created. So, while I personally do not play it, that doesn't stop me from speaking out against the bullcrap, since I know that people who watch me play it. Okay, so you don't need to be an expert in a certain subject to have an opinion about it. But here we are. Rumor. Again, rumors. Dragon Age the Veilguard director hired to work on new Dungeons and Dragons video game. So Corinne Bush, who completely drove the Veilguard into the ground, is now being hired to work on a allegedly being hired to work on a Dungeons and Dragons game. And with the way Dungeons and Dragons has been going lately, according to multiple sources, Wizards of the Coast has hired Corinne Bush, a man who pretends to be a woman, the director of Dragon Age the Veilguard, to work on a new video game edition of Dungeons and Dragons, placing him at Skeleton Key Studios. Wizards of the Coast is already under fire from the tabletop gamers for their mishandling of the D&D property, with the new edition of virtue signaling extremist leftist politics. So we just went over this the other day. Basically, the orcs are now missing from the manual, and the phylactery for the liches have been renamed to spirit jars because, oh no, we don't want to offend people like Jews. And that's not the only. You can go on Twitter or any other site and just all these changes. Like gnolls, instead of saying, oh, the gnolls are attacking, they suggest that you say gnoll invaders are attacking, or gnoll bandits, because not all gnolls are evil. You know, so they're trying to be as politically correct as possible, as inclusive, despite the fact that these are made up characters. They have something where if you don't feel right with a situation or wording or whatever, you can do that. And let people know you're fucking triggered, and allow, you can talk to the dungeon master about it. The recent Monster Manual edition caused a latest uproar by removing orcs as monsters entirely. Before the new Monster Manual began being promoted, the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide infamously incorporated BDSM fetish community practices in the game for safe spaces, having players make an X with their arms if they feel triggered by a situation, and requiring a DM to stop the game and address the player in question. And I said this before, that's what happens when you let the tourists take over. You're playing with your friends. The kid, one of the guys, their sister comes along. It's like, oh, hey, guys, can I play with you? And you're like, okay, sure. And then they sit down and they see what you're doing. And, yeah, can we change the word? I find that word extremely offensive. Is there another word? No, okay, well, can we... I see that you're referring to this person as a bandit or a thief. Did you ever think that maybe this person has a reason for doing what they do? It's like, can you just roll? We're trying to take this thing out. Oh, so you're trying to oppress a marginalized enemy, an individual, because he's trying to feed it. It's like, will you just roll? It's those people. They don't care about the game. They don't care about whatever else. They're just looking to push their crap. And it's those people who come in and like, I'm extremely triggered by this. You're really upsetting, getting, like, my anxiety is really getting bad right now, because of the words you chose. And that's extremely offensive to the people of color. And you should really think about changing those words because this is incredibly offensive. So they come in after you've been doing your thing and then expect everyone to cater to them. That's exactly what's been happening in D&D. Terms and phrases and enemies and this and that have been around since what, the 70s? Nope, gotta change them now. Gotta change them now. These are the same people who will say like things like, the orcs need to be changed because people will see them as a racial stereotype of black people. No, I have never looked at an orc and thought black person. The people who are looking at orcs and claiming that it's due to racism are the actual racists. No normal individual will look at an orc or whatever, or goblins. No one's gonna look at a goblin like, oh man, those little fucking Jews. No one is gonna think that the things that the left are claiming, that people are gonna look at goblins and think of Jews, or look at orcs and think of black. No one does that. So they're going in trying to change characters, established enemies and monsters, because, oh no, we might offend people. If it's offensive, then don't play it. The fact with the BDSM crap, I'm triggered. And then you have those types of people taking over the company. The 2024 Player's Handbook is filled with imagery of BIPOC and female characters and a margin of more than 5-1 for white male characters, about the direct opposite of the demographics who play the game. According to Diversity in Dragons, an inside source at Wizards of the Coast told him the company has the infamous game director of Dragon Age, the Veilguard, who added extreme transgender propaganda into the fantasy video game series. This comes in the wake of BioWare downsizing to less than 100 people, with the entire story team Dragon Age the Veilguard getting cut. Bush left the studio ahead of the announcement of the layoffs, seeming to know that this was happening in advance of the rest of the team. Bush posted on Blue Sky about leaving. Well, I suppose you've heard. Yes, I've made the decision to leave BioWare. They're jumping ship before they get too wet. I want to encourage everyone not to read too much into... That just sounds, as the kids would say, that sounds incredibly sus. I want to encourage everyone not to read too much into this. This was my decision, of course. And it comes all before there are major layoffs. Huh. What are the odds? You know, our good friend Alyssa said the same thing. Oh, it was completely my choice. Her quitting not too long before there were huge layoffs. I want to encourage everyone not to read too much into this. This was my decision, so I could continue making the kind of RPGs no, just you. It's just you. You're alone on this one, because no one liked the Veilguard. Which is why the team was split up, because it didn't make money. That's why people were let go, because it didn't make any money, because no one liked it. But sure, keep lying to yourself. Thank you for the outpouring of love and support. You mean the world to me. Thank you for entrusting me with our dear Dragon Age. It was an honor to be a steward for the franchise and to play a part in ensuring... Why you always lying? Quit fucking lying. It's continuance. No, there's not going to be another Dragon Age game in the near future. No one is going to trust EA or BioWare to make Dragon Age anymore. They're not. They're not going to do it. So unless the IP is picked up by another studio, in which case EA and BioWare would have to kind of allow them to, it's not going to happen. And even if it does, no one's going to want to play it because people are going to have flashbacks of the Veilguard. So what is this bitch going on about? Biggest of shout outs to the wonderful John Epler, within whom I don't know if I would have found the fortitude. So extremely excited to see that what BioWare does with Mass Effect, and I'll try and trust that I'll be rooting for them the whole. You want to know what they'll do to Mass Effect? The same thing they did to Dragon Age. It's the same writers, same company. So if they ruined Dragon Age, you can bet your ass that Mass Effect is going to be suffering the same thing. The inside source told Diversity and Dragons that Skeleton Key Studios hired Bush to work on a new official Dungeons and Dragons video game. This comes in the wake of Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance getting shut down this month, a game that was worked on by DEI consultant Sweet Baby Inc. It appears that Wizards of the Coast want to double down on forcing diversity into video games with its new installment, despite the last one failing for them. Because they can't fucking help themselves. They can't control it. It's like a drug at this point. They can't fucking do it. It is impossible for these people to just make a good game and leave out the freaking modern politics. It is impossible for them. Even after the project just failed because of the bull crap they were trying to do now. Even after that one failed, they look at this project like, yeah, let's just keep doing what we were doing. I'm sure it'll work out this time. Smash JT, a video game with contacts, also confirmed this rumor with a source he verified who worked at Wizards of the Coast. It's all connected behind the scenes. Told Phantom Pulse. Strange timing in the BioWare layoffs, as well as the shutdown of SBI influenced D&D the SBI influenced D&D video game. Well, it's like I was talking about earlier about some of the writers from Dragon Age the Veilguard and Andromeda going to work on Ghosts of Yote. It's like they clearly, even if they had success with other titles in the past, that's clearly not who they are as human beings anymore, where they can write good stories. Now they are too worried about being activists. So the moment of having good stories is gone. And with this is recent. So her going, him, her, whatever you want to, going over here and possibly working on this new game. This company dropping the last one for the same reason it is now, or for the reason they're like, oh, well, clearly DEI killed the last game. Let's make a new one with more DEI because it'll totally work out for us this time. No, it's going to flop. I was talking about trends, or patterns, when I was talking about in the Ghost of Yote video. Patterns, trends. You see the last year, 2024. You see the games that were worked on by Sweet Baby Inc. They all failed. Games that had masculine-looking female characters. That's a creative choice, not a technical one. Technical limit. That was a creative choice. You see games that like Dragon Age the Veilguard pushing this terrible story with Tosh and you don't know what it's like to not be comfortable with who you are, and blah, blah. You see that. You see these trends and patterns. So then when you see those people who wrote that crap now working on new projects, it doesn't take a lot to know that those projects are going to fail as well. And it's like someone said, and I told them, I was like, it's like the meme of the guy sitting at the table and he's trying to eat, and the person just like spreads their ass and takes starts to take a shit. And it's like, why are you shitting on my food? It's like, well, how do you know it's shit? It hasn't come out yet. Because I know what shit looks and smells like. I don't need to see it coming out of your ass to know that it's shit. I don't need to see the games to know that they're going to be shit because of who's working on them. But this is the age where we're not going to have good games anymore because there are too many of these people who rather attack us for calling out the poor writing than hold these companies accountable for having millions upon millions of dollars and not being able to create a good story or genuinely diverse characters. No, it's just easier to go after us. Like the good little seals that they are. But yeah, if this proves to be true, people who love Dungeons and Dragons and who are looking forward to another game, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. It's like people with Tomb Raider. The state that Tomb Raider's been in, so sorry for your guys' loss. But this person who had a huge part in making Dragon Age the Veilguard what it was, basically shows that there is no accountability. You can bring down an entire game and still get hired. Now they can just go on to ruin another one. And then when it fails, and it will, we get attacked. Oh, you're the phobes, this and isms. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And it's not meant for you. And all the other crap they've been doing for the past several years. So it's a never-ending cycle. These people have no idea what accountability is. The people who just find it easier to attack people who call it out rather than holding these companies to a standard because, you know, they're the ones getting paid millions upon millions of dollars a year. Games making, you know, taking what, 300-400 million to create. But no, it's easier to go after us. Modern gaming. Anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.